Good afternoon. My name is Brittany Groshek, and I will be your mediator today. Chad, Trevor, are those names you would like me to use?
Yes.
Alrighty. The bathroom is right out this door and then down the hall to your left. So if you guys need to use the restroom, you can go at any time. We have refreshments, drinks, anything. If you guys need to take breaks, just let me know. I can pause at any time. I actually do a lot of work at the Wood County Head Start. I have 2 sons that go there. I also am a college student at Mid-State. This is my first mediation. Have you guys recognized me or anything like that from anywhere and feel uncomfortable processing through this?
No.
Alrighty then, we'll continue on. First off, do you guys know what mediation is or no?
Yes.
Alright, well I'm going to go into a little bit of depth. So here you are voluntarily here, so you do not have to be here. I do highly recommend it. It is a great thing for both of you to be here at. Court costs get really high and stuff gets out of your hands and you don't get to decide what you get to do for your agreement, and this is your guys' mutual agreement. This is totally confidential. I would hope that you keep everything in this room that is talked about in this room. I will do the same as I might talk to other coworkers if I have anything I need to talk about, stuff like that, discuss, just to make sure I'm on the same page and I'm doing the right thing. Again, this is me being neutral. I am not on anybody's side. I do not make the agreement for you. This is for you two to make the agreement together. I want you both to work together, brainstorm, all that kind of stuff. I'm just here to listen and kind of help you guys through it. Some ground rules. So there's going to be no interrupting. I would suggest that you guys both do that to help each other out. It goes real smooth. It goes real quick. We're going to be adults here. We don't want anything to get out of hand. I want you guys to work together and come up with an agreement for you guys' self so you can continue on in your lives. If stuff does get out of hand, I will be calling a caucus. What that is if I feel that stuff is getting out of my control or anything like that, you guys are interrupting a lot, I will pull you each aside individually and we will talk individually. You guys will both get the same amount of time about. If somebody runs over, that does not mean I'm favoring anybody else. After that, we'll come together and we'll brainstorm again and we'll just kind of work through it. I really hope that we can just work through this civilly and everything gets going good. Do you guys have any questions about any of that?
No.
You guys understand where this is going?
Yep.
Alrighty, if you have no questions, I did have the agreement for you, all the rules and stuff around that, or if you guys just want to sign them quick. Be on the back side. It's just everything we just went over, just the voluntary confidential, how I'm neutral, how we're just gonna get through this civilly and come up with an agreement. Alright, if there are no more questions, who would like to start?
I can go first. So I was a tenant at the Skyview Apartments, which are managed by Shad from the Jones Property Management. I moved in on June 15th of last year, and I moved out May 25th of this year. While I lived there, I did everything pretty much by the book. I was a model tenant. I didn't break any of the rules. I was never late with my rent. I took care of all the repairs in my apartment by myself. I never complained about any of the neighbors and basically never bothered anyone at the office staff at all. It's not like I didn't have a reason to complain. The neighbors are usually pretty noisy and they had dogs, which the apartment only allowed cats. And I mean, on 2 occasions, the office staff even misplaced my rent check and tried to have me pay late fees for it, which was ridiculous. Needless to say, I'm just glad my lease was ending. I went in on May 1st and gave Cindy, one of the office assistants, my written intent not to continue my tenancy Cindy had me sign some papers and said everything was in order. I moved out and I thought everything was fine. I gave them my new address and waited for my deposit to be mailed. August rolls around and what do I get? I get a bill for $775 and a notice saying I broke my lease, therefore I forfeit my deposit. I couldn't believe it. I called Chad, but there was no reasoning with him. He told me if I didn't pay for June rent, he would turn it over to collections. There's no way I'm paying that bill. In fact, I think I should get my deposit back, my $500 deposit back with interest.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is you moved into the apartments and you were a model tenant. You minded your own business and paid your rent on time all the time. You decided that you wanted to move out. So in May, you put in your notice? Okay. So you were expecting your $500 deposit back after that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then you got a bill instead for $775.
Yep.
Okay, alrighty. Alright, is there anything else you want to add to that?
Oh, that should be it for now.
Alright, Shad?
Well, I hear what you're saying, but you know, clearly in your lease it stated that, you know, you had to fulfill 1 year tenancy. So that is why you have a $775 bill. You know, the lease is written that way, so I mean, even if you would have filled out tenancy paperwork, you would have still had to take care of that month during that lease. You know, even let us know. I mean, that's what the manager should have talked to you about, but that was clearly not how it went. So, you know, if we come to an agreement today, I mean, we can make this simple and hopefully, you know, come to some sort of agreement that we can walk away and be good with it. I'm thinking that, you know, maybe we just hold the security deposit for the rent and we call it a wash because of all the work you did on the apartment that clearly I would have had to pay a handyman to do, and we could use that as, you know, calling it a wash that way. What do you think?
I'd be fine with that.
Alright, so what I heard you say is that what you think is best is that it was a year lease and that he didn't pay that, which you don't understand. You think that you should keep the $500 deposit and then just call the last month's rent. Just call it even, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there any questions at all? Is that?
No.
No, nothing else to say. All right, so I'm gonna write this up. So correct me if I'm wrong at any time. Okay. So we're gonna say that the $500 deposit. So Shad keeps it, and then last month's rent is I want to say you're gonna call it even. I'll say. So you're just gonna both walk away with this, and nobody's gonna pay anybody any money, and nobody's getting any money, and that's what we're gonna say.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna go through this one more time. There's the $500 deposit that Shad keeps, and then you guys both decided that last month's rent is just you're gonna call it even, and you're not gonna worry about that, and you're both gonna walk away from this.
Yes.
All right. I do want to thank you both. This was great. It was very quick, easy, and I'm glad you guys both talked and didn't interrupt. I do want you guys both to sign this real quick. But I do think mediation is fantastic. It really helps if you just kind of talk, discuss, and have somebody there in the middle. I really do think you made the right decision today. I'm so glad that it went so smooth, and I thank you both for doing this. Is there any further questions at all?
No.
All right, I will get this to each of your attorneys, and I will make copies, and you guys can be on your way then, okay?
Mhm.
All right.